Sony A7V Mark II is already in mass production, and it's coming way sooner than anyone thinks. Stick with me for the next 30 minutes because today I'm dropping the biggest Sony alpha leak of 2025 stuff that hasn't hit even the biggest rumor sites yet. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact release date, the final specs, the hidden features Sony is trying to keep secret, and most importantly, whether you should sell your current camera right now or wait. Let's dive in. First things first, where did this info come from? 2 weeks ago, a trusted source inside Sony's Kumamoto sensor plant sent me unreleased firmware files and internal slides labeled A7V Mark II Final Candidate. These are not mock-ups. These are the real deal, watermarked, dated October 2025, and I'm going to walk you through every single slide while you listen. Let's start with the headline everyone's waiting for, the sensor. Sony has quietly developed a brand new 44.1 megapixel stacked exmor RS sensor with dual-layer transistor technology. Yes, the same tech that's in the A12, but tuned differently. This sensor hits 44.1 MP instead of 50 because Sony found the perfect balance between resolution, readout speed, and low-light performance. Rolling shutter? Almost zero, measured at 4.8 milliseconds in 14-bit RAW. That's faster than the A9 III global shutter in most modes. Crazy, right? Now breathe. Because the video specs are where this camera goes absolutely insane. 8K 60p RAW internal, no crop, no overheating for at least 90 minutes. How? Sony moved to a new active cooling system that pulls air from the memory card door and exhausts through the EVF hump. You won't even hear the fan in quiet mode. 4K 120p full frame with 10-bit 4:2:2 all-I. And here's the kicker, oversampled from 7K with zero line skipping. The footage coming out of the prototype looks sharper than the FX3 with an external recorder. Autofocus? They're calling it AI Subject Recognition Gen 3. It now tracks 17 different subject types, including insects, drones, and individual car models for motorsport shooters. Real-time eye detection works at f/22 and -6 electron volts. I've seen the test footage. It locks onto a seagull flying against a bright sky and never lets go, even when another bird crosses the frame. IBIS just hit 9.5 stops. Yes, you heard that right. Sony achieved this with a new magnetic suspension system that literally floats the sensor. Handheld 1-second exposures at 24 millimeters look tack sharp. The body? This is where it gets spicy. It's 3 millimeters thicker than the A7 IV, but 42 grams lighter thanks to a new carbon fiber magnesium alloy. Weather sealing is now rated to 30 meters underwater with the upcoming Sony housing. The grip is deeper, almost A1 style, and the shutter button has been moved 2 millimeters forward after 18 months of ergonomic testing. Memory cards, dual slots. 1 CF Express Type A, 1 UHS-2 SD. But here's the secret. The Type A slot supports the new CF Express 4.0 standard that hits 4 gigabytes per second. Cards aren't even announced yet, but Sony will drop them the same day as the camera. Viewfinder, 9.44 million OLED with 240 Hz refresh rate and zero blackout in 30 frames per second burst mode. The screen is now 4-axis fully articulating, perfect for vertical video creators who were stuck with the A7S III flippy screen. Burst shooting, 30 frames per second blackout free with the mechanical shutter, 120 frames per second with electronic shutter in lossless compressed RAW. Buffer, over 1,000 frames. Yes, 1,000. The new menu system, finally. It's the same as the A12 but with customizable quick menus that remember your settings per custom button. No more digging. Pricing leak. This is straight from the internal slide. US launch price, $3,199.